He did not strike a single false note. He played continuously for hours, and every note was perfectly placed between the note before and after, and they'd never been played before. He was not playing a song, but rather he was creating music. That, I think, that's a very nice way of speaking to this.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
That also really highlights that notion of concealment.
Yeah.
If I whistle the tune of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, there's something very different about that.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah.
That's the past, right? That's the past reanimating itself through me,
Yeah.
as opposed to the future revealing itself through me.
But in some way, it's like the past is already a reached. It's always in, it seems to be that the past only shows up in its bringing gravity to the nurturing forth of a possibility.
I like that. It sounds really nice.
Yeah, this kind of weaving sense of it. And I think this is, but in my experience of that, most of the things that I call genuinely good in my life have started with the sense of I'm going along and then something shines forth, right? And then I'm like, and I just, if I'm fortunate enough, I could just can't stop looking at it and then start moving in that direction. But the things that have been really deep for me have been this process of 20 years later, I'm still finding out what I was interested in.
Yeah.
And then the trail that's left behind is like our methodologies and religions and like a whole series of things of me finding out what I was interested in, right? Or what grabbed or seized me. And this is the mystery to me of I don't actually understand. How do I know to be struck by something before I understand it to be struck by it?
Yeah, that's it is a mystery. In fact, it may be the mystery. We find ourselves dancing around the light of religion on that exact note.
Yeah.
I've had the same exact experience.
Yeah.
In fact, the way you were describing Heidegger made me laugh because I had the feeling with Deleuze.
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting there and I have this feeling of just almost being like held and smacked up against it for years, just boom, and just cracking open the anti-Oedipus and just reading through the whole thing and going, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Like I don't even recall a single word that was said. What's going on? Yeah. And then I would read and just, as you say, like, it's like this absorption, this digestion, this metabolism. What is it? What is it that brings you into that and locks you into it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why in God's name would you spend that much time doing something that you can't justify? You cannot, it does not make sense. The whole point is it doesn't make sense. And yet it is the very center of that, which is, I stopped myself from speaking because something else popped in.